Welcome to the Reddit Chronicles. Today we will be reading from Am I the Jerk? Our first post is by Purple Beach. Am I the jerk for telling my stepsister that I don't give an F about her and her baby? My 16F stepsister, Jenna 16F, has a 3-month-old son. My mom watches him all day while she's at school, but Jenna has to stay home pretty much all the time when she's not at school because my mom won't watch him more than she has to. I've had to take care of him a lot. I am taking very rigorous classes, and I'm involved in a lot of extracurriculars, so I have very little free time. Most days, I don't get home until 6, and then Jenna asks me to watch him for a bit before dinner, so I usually don't get to start doing my homework until after dinner at like 8. I don't think I've gotten more than 5 hours of sleep on a school night in weeks. When I do have time to sleep, I get woken up every few hours by a crying baby. I'm on track to be valedictorian, and my grades are suffering because of Jenna's kid. My dad never found the milk, so there's nowhere else I can go. I'm stuck here. I decided I'm done watching her baby, so now I just go to the library or a friend's house after school and don't come home until 9. On weekends, I leave the house as early as possible and come home at night. Jenna said that she needs me to stay at home a little more because she can't watch a baby without any help all day. I told her that she chose to have that kid, and he's her responsibility. She said that her mental health is suffering because she can't go out much since I stopped watching him, and I need to help her because we're sisters. I said that I don't give an F about her and her baby, and if she doesn't want to watch him, then she can get a job to pay for a babysitter. She's mad at me now, and she told my mom. My mom said she can't make me do anything, but she's disappointed that I'm so selfish, and she can't believe that she raised an uncaring brat like me. Am I the jerk? Edit. The baby's dad's parents pay child support, but they don't want to be in his life. The dad goes to another school, so they have pretty much zero contact. We live in California, so abortion is easy to access, but Jenna chose not to abort even though her parents encouraged her to. Her mom lives 3 hours away, and her dad doesn't watch the kid because that's women's work. In the comments, and so it goes, writes, "Not the jerk for rejecting this trap people keep trying to hold you in. Jenna has a baby. You don't. Jenna's free time is forfeit, yours isn't. And having said all that, Jenna isn't the person robbing you of your space and peace of mind. Tell Jenna to seek childcare from anyone who is not you. And if your parents expect you to pitch in, then spend more time away. Your parents are the selfish ones expecting you to fill in like a live-in nanny. You go to high school, you don't have a baby, and so raising an infant isn't a you problem. The adults need to adult and manage. Your sister signed up for this. You didn't. Uncaring brat, I am what you've made me, Mom." Our next post is by Swapped Kids. Am I the jerk for laughing at my biological parents' face when they told me leaving us was the hardest decision they have made? Our family has an interesting story. My bio-mother's side and bio-father's side have 2 marriages between the families. One of them is our bio-parents, and one of them is between my bio-mom's brother 55 and my bio-dad's sister 54. My bio-mom, Linda, and bio-dad, Chris, actually have met in my uncle's and aunt's engagement dinner when both of them were 16. Linda and Chris are still complete wrecks. My bio-dad was the troubled one of the family whom would have problems with school or the work, and my bio-mom has addiction issues since she is 14. When they have met and started to have a relationship, both sides of the family tried to break them up. They even sent them to different countries, but they stole $50,000 from their families, managed to come together, and ran away when they were 19. They got married in a third world country, and they had me, 25M, and my twin brother when they were 21 years old. They thought we were deadweights, so they left us in the hospital and went into another country. Luckily, they have checked into the hospital with their passports, so the hospital have reached into the embassy, then they found my grandparents, and they brought us back home, and we have been raised by our uncle and aunt since. We call them Mom and Dad. My parents were charged with child abandonment, but after 10 years of being MIA, the charges were dropped, and our families also didn't try to look for them. 2 years ago, they showed up at my dad's parents' house in a completely renovated look. Turns out they have finished their education, had stable jobs in the country, started to get mental health treatments, and they were sober for 9 years, and they have basically put themselves together. At first 6 months, they have only seen their parents in public places, then they were accepted into the houses. A year later, they have met with us when we were 24. Me and my twin brother started to have a relationship with them, and we are somewhat cordial right now. Last week, our abandonment topic was opened, and Linda told it was the hardest choice they have made. I started to laugh uncontrollably after that, and when they asked, told them they had multiple choices to come back and they didn't, and our families were right not to trust them, and they would always have the eyes on them, and they should accept this at this stage. Linda started to cry, and they left shortly. All of the family, except my brother, think I am being too cruel and I should apologize, but I think they had to hear the unfiltered truth. Am I the jerk? Neela Silverleaf writes in the comments, "Not the jerk. They abandoned you in a foreign hospital. If they'd left you with your family and then tried making something of themselves, it would be forgivable. I don't think what they did is." OP responded, "It is a miracle that they checked in with their passports, and even though it was a third world country, Sri Lanka, the doctors and nurses had compassion and tried to find out families, and the country actually had a good healthcare system, so it wasn't hard to find our family." Our next post is by Justin Ant. "Am I the jerk for refusing to cook separate meal for my niece? I, F42, live with my husband, M45, and our daughters, F18 and F16. We live in a different city from our families due to work. A few months ago, my sister asked me if her daughter Kate, F19, can stay with us since she was starting college in our city. She was scared of her daughter moving away for the first time, especially to a big city like ours. I knew Kate from before COVID time and remembered her to be a smart, sweet kid. I discussed with my husband and we agreed she can stay with us. Kate moved in around 2 months back. She was fine, came home on time, let us know her whereabouts, no partying. The issue was with food. She had turned vegan. Normally I cook for my family. I cook just one meal for all. And we are all dairy-obsessed people. Milk for cereal, butter and pancakes, cheese and everything. Eggs were our staple. Kate needed separate dishes altogether, and we needed vegan substitutes for her. Since those are way more expensive, I told my sister she should give money to Kate so she can buy it. She stared, telling me how family doesn't take money from family to feed kids. I told her I would feed Kate same as other kids, but I won't spend excess money on her. She said that's fine. Since her mom won't buy it, Kate started buying plant-based substitutes with her pocket money. For dishes like pancakes, I made food for her using her ingredients. But every time I made a huge non-vegan meal, she expected me to provide equivalent vegan meals. I drew a line at that. I can't spend so much time cooking another meal. She said everyone else got to eat it while she was left with few stuff to eat. I told her she is free to cook for herself, and she hated that idea. It came to a boiling point last weekend when we had a barbecue dinner with friends. She got upset that her salad was very basic. It was good only with chicken added, and had nothing else to eat. She complained, and I told her she can cook for herself. She got even more upset at that and called her mom, crying about how I didn't make any good meals for her and expected her to fend for herself. My sister called me, yelling at me how I didn't love her daughter and was intentionally excluding her. My parents are also taking their side. Am I the jerk? Jasper Jamboree writes, "Did she turn vegan before or after moving in with you? If she was vegan before, did her mother cook her meals? Did she pay for vegan substitutes for her own daughter? I'm just trying to figure out why a 19-year-old adult still feels entitled and expects people to cook lavish meals for her with their own time and money. Not the jerk." Our next post is by Glittering Union. Am I the jerk for not changing our lives for my brother's new stepson? I, F46, have 6 older brothers. Our parents were trying for a girl, but they couldn't really afford 7 kids, And I guess after they had us, they figured having so many kids is too much to handle and let my older siblings raise us. Everyone except me were parentified so much that they all decided to stay child-free and got vasectomy to make sure of that. I am child-free too. Only one of my brothers has a daughter, 14F. She is and will always be our only niece, so naturally we all love her very much, and we spoil her. The problem is the same brother remarried recently, and his wife has a 16-year-old son. This was unexpected, considering even his daughter was an accident, so none of us really expected him to marry a woman who has a child. The issue is, we all love spending all of our money to go to expensive vacations, and any money that we have left gets spent on my niece. A few months ago was her birthday, and the cheapest gift she received cost $400. As I said, we all enjoy spoiling her. A few days ago was the stepson's birthday, and we all bought nice gifts costing approximately $50 each. My sister-in-law is mad because we bought more expensive gifts for my niece, but I don't know what else she expects. The only way we could afford better gifts was by using our vacation money or by changing the way we treat our niece, none of which we are willing to do. In the comments, Vaping Viking writes, "Not the jerk. Sister-in-law is confused about how a blended family works. Could you all treat her son the same as your niece? Yes, but you're not obligated to. You've all known your niece since she was born. She's been family as long as she remembers. Her son doesn't have that same connection with you all. The only reason she expects the same treatment is because she wants the stuff. She doesn't care about what the stuff represents. Your step-nephew, in theory, has extended family from his mom and his dad. That extended family is not you all. You can be friendly and cordial. But at 16, this bond is just not going to be the same as it is with your niece. If she can't accept that, she needs to talk with a counselor about the intricacies of blended families." Thank you for listening to the Reddit Chronicles. Follow for more content.